it comes to all these mysteries and unanswered questions that we've been seeing crop up in the past decade about the supernatural, I always have this position held in my heart. I go back to this phrase from Luke 2:19, where it said that Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. There were mysteries that she didn't fully understand. They were broader and deeper than her mind could process, but nonetheless, she treasured them and pondered them in her heart. And that's my response when I'm introduced to some mysteries that my mind just can't wrap around, or it seems to conflict with my current paradigm. I just hold them in my heart and ponder them. I let them sit there. I let them stew. I let them brood. And I let the Father in His time work them in or work them out. But there are times when I gaze upon a mystery that comes along on my journey and I give it more attention than I'm supposed to. And it's about that time the Father grabs my chin and pulls my face back into His face. And He very gently says, "That's interesting, but let's get back to what we're about. This is what I want you to focus on." And I'm not really speaking negative to those things, because there's a lot of things that others are doing that are right and are aligned to their scroll and to what Father's calling them to do. This is chaos at work in the structure of sovereignty that Yahweh established. Sovereignty is so much more than just making a yes or no choice, choosing A or B. It incorporates multiverses in an individual we call a sovereign being, a sovereign man, a sovereign woman, who carries within them this reality that is totally real to them, but it stands in conflict or contrast to another person's reality. If you're trying to figure out how to make all that work together, you're going to go crazy, or you'll become totalitarian, and you'll make people conform to your reality by force, if necessary. And that's a dangerous potential for all sovereign beings. And we've seen it play out time and time again, inside and outside the church, and in every religion, government, community, every nation, tribe, and tongue. They all have to deal with this contention of these multiverses existing next to each other. It's a challenge. I think that's why parents raise children, to protect them. We want to form and structure them because they don't have the capacity to do it themselves. It's usually very destructive to the nature of a child because they're unable to manage the onboarding of these chaotic things, right? When they attempt to open the aperture that allows chaos to flow in, the mysteries, the secrets, the unknowns, I call it the aperture of chaos, they get overwhelmed and they don't know what to do with it. As an adult, I have the same issue. I have to close it and manage the aperture according to my ability to manage the chaos. And most children do not have this capability. They haven't developed that muscle. They haven't developed that strength. And that's why parenting is necessary, to manage that aperture for that child and train them how to manage that chaos for their own life and how to steward that in relationship with their Father, their Creator. Then we hand them off, once we've trained them how to manage that chaos, to the Father. We hand them off and say, okay, now you and Father go and figure out how to manage your reality, how to manage the chaos, input and output in that reality, and just keep your eyes on your Father and let Him control your sight, your vision. It's a concept I think is universal, and that works in this world where people are all over the map when it comes to supernatural stuff. And it seems like everybody's fighting with each other's realities. I think that's why we come together in community and try to find others who are experiencing the same reality. It's a challenging thing, and there's no answer to this. We talk at length trying to come to the solution, but there really isn't one. I think that the best thing to do is to empower people to press into their relationship with the Creator, empower them to give themselves grace in the journey, to give others grace, and empower them to love and do no harm to themselves or to their fellow man or to creation. And if they lean into that, we let them go. So it's not a judgment of right or wrong, it's a realignment of my face to His face according to the pathways and the scroll that He has for me. And that can be hard, because sometimes in the mystery of the things we see, we've been programmed to say one thing is evil and another thing is good. That gets challenging, and we have to come back to what our plumb line is, love. And that will never go wrong. And if we can maintain that as one of the main plumb lines, then I think we'll be okay. Fruit falls near the tree that it grows from. So we have to allow time for fruit to grow, to reveal the nature of the tree. And that's what we do with each other. Give them time to produce that fruit. Is it going to destroy, or is it going to create? Is it giving life, or is it deceiving and causing death? Does it look like, or taste like, or smell like our Father and our Creator? Those are the plumb lines. And sometimes there's no way to instantly judge that. That's why I keep going back to my Father. He doesn't want us to live in confusion and deception because of ignorance, so he protects us until we are mature enough to onboard the new chaos, the new mystery that blows our mind once again. Thanks for taking time out of your day to listen to this podcast. I greatly appreciate it. If you're listening for the first time and you want to continue to follow this podcast, head over to Substack, search for Sigaloo Studios, and click the subscribe button. If you want to learn more about Sigaloo Studios, check out my website at sigaloostudios.com. You can also find me on Telegram, X, Discord, and YouTube. Until next time, continue to discover the you he designed you to be.